It is your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in, and you're tuned into the Patty Room or Rolling Out Live, and we're here with my special guest today. I've been waiting for this for like a couple of weeks because I was like DMing and just doing all types of crazy stuff and antics. I just didn't know what she was to find her, but now that I found her. So let everybody know who you are.
Hi, my name is Amina Diab, and I am the owner of the Diab Agency and Senior Vice President of A&R at Republic Records, UMG. Stand up.
See, I've been waiting for all the action. I was like, listen, I kind of went on your post yesterday, and it was like hashtag no filter, no cap, and I was like, only thing I did when I was looking at my Instagram is like, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke because I'm like, this is what everybody's been waiting for. When I posted it the other day, a lot of people hit me up and was like, you sure you're getting this person on it? I was like, yes. This is what production is telling me. This is what we're doing. And I really wanted to bring you to the forefront to let everybody see what it is that you're doing because I respect females in this game. And I don't think a lot of males respect females in this game, but I respect you because of the things that you're actually doing. I know what I see on the surface, but at the end of the day, this is why I wanted to have the conversation with you to actually know what's went on under the surface to get to this point. So, the typical question that everybody asks you, how did you get to this point? Like, and everybody's like, oh yeah, it's a mistake or whatever stuff. Do you really think it was a mistake that you got to this point?
I don't think it's a mistake.
Right.
It just was not my plan. It just snowballed into that, like a snowball effect. I didn't plan to oh yeah, I'm gonna be a music manager or a booking agent. Like, nah, you don't plan those things. Sometimes the path is paved for you. You know what I mean?
So what were you doing before the music?
Before music, I managed models.
And that's when you was working with like Buffy the Body.
Yeah.
How was that like working with her at that point? King magazine, all those different types of magazines, stuff like that. What made you want to do that part, like deal with the models? Because it was a lot of money in it at that point in time.
I did that because I was trying to be a promoter.
Okay.
Which I was fucking terrible at, right? Oh, can you curse on this? I'm
do
not
you,
supposed
do
to.
your thing. You already did it. Go
because
ahead.
I was very bad at it.
Okay.
And but back in the day, remember they had like email lists. Like when you go to the club, there'd be someone standing outside with, and they always needed girls to do that list and all of that. So that's kind of how I even started working with girls. And then I had a call, I think it was from like a friend of mine, Sean Rush, and he was into the modeling space, and he was like, yo, there's this girl I want you to meet. Like, I think that you would be good to like work with her because she needs like an assistant or somebody to work with her. You know, she's a little bit rough around the edges, and that was Buffy.
So now, take me to that point. You meet Buffy, she comes in, and you just like, how does that even work? Like girl on girl action, this is what I'm about to step into. Like, what made you be like, this is the person that I'm gonna work with?
I don't know, we met one time, the first time we actually met was at Kay Slade's birthday party.
Okay.
But she was already working with someone I used to work with named Van Silk. And Van Silk used to book girls, and there were a lot of like men that were working in the urban model space at that time. So Van was working with Buffy.
Okay.
So then I guess something was going on, and she needed more help or she wanted more attention or whatever it was. And that's kind of, so it was like already friendly. It was like a friendly intro, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there wasn't much, but Buffy is super standoffish with women.
Right.
But I'm an alpha female, but I'm just as good a worker as I am a boss. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I'm not like jumping in and trying to change. No, you see what's going on first, see where you could be helpful, and be willing to be helpful.
Okay. So did it take a turn for like other models? Did you grab other models to work with?
I did.
And who did you work with after like Buffy?
I did. After
at the same time.
Yeah, so I had Hoops. I had, at that time I wasn't working with Malaya, but I, have developed that relationship with her. There was a girl named Lyric. I don't know if you remember her. There was, I don't know, there's so many girls I worked with. Tiffany J. I worked with Summer Walker when she was doing modeling. Candace Cabrera, Bucky, Nikki Sweets. I don't know, there's too many. Rosa Costa.
So you, this is what I'm saying. So you
Brooke
worked
Bailey,
with,
shout out Brooke. Hey.
So this is what I'm saying. You worked with like some of the biggest models at that point in time. Like it was ever for that, and it was like crazy. Like a lot of different magazines was picked up by these people. So how did you actually manage all of them? Like Hoop, she was on television.
All of
Buffy, like everybody was like
they were
all those people that you
they were
talking about.
lit.
They really made big moves.
Yeah, they were lit.
So how did you actually manage that? Like to deal with all those females, but you being a female and dealing with all those personalities on a day-to-day basis, like how does that even work?
It wasn't really difficult because I'm not that girl. So it
Right.
wasn't like, to deal with another female is fine as long as you're open-minded and you don't have any hatred and envy. I'm not an envious person. So it was quite fine.
sense.
I'm not going places and like trying to dress up and look like them and not that, you know what I mean?
There's a lot
I'm
of
the
men who
person
do
that, you know, making sure that you don't step on the train and get dressed because I'm not a hater. Or I'm like, look, this is this, here's our talking points, da-da-da. Like, so it was always like fun for me. Travel the world with it, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And Buffy was so lit. It was like it was so much fun those times.
Yeah, she definitely graced a lot of magazines that I've had in my past. So. Okay, so how did you get into the music? Like, how did you move into music?
Music, I did an internship at Spear Records, which was Shakespeare's record label. And it was a subsidiary of Arista at the time. I did an internship in my junior year of college, and then it kind of just stuck. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I kind of like this, but I still was working a job and all of those things. And it just kind of like found me again. I started casting music videos. Remember, I had the girls and all
Right.
this stuff, so it just manifested into that.
So you never wanted to do music on your own, or you never thought about doing music at all, like as being an artist?
I never wanted to be an artist, but I did make a verse. I made a verse one time, just not even too long ago, because I was running around the lobby with Pee Wee, and so he recorded me, and I was like, who can do this? This is the hardest thing ever. Yeah, it was super hard.
I'm really gonna ask you, like right now, I know you haven't had nothing to eat, but I'm gonna need you to spit that verse for us.
I can't even remember it.
Meaning you have it in your phone
promise
or
you,
something?
I can't even remember it.
Just give me 2 lines because I know you know it. You have a Pee Wee Longway. I run it. Come on, like you remember at least the first 2 bars. You're around like some of the best rappers. You raising some of the best rappers right now, and you mean to tell me, late night studios?
It was called. The verse was about being a boss bitch. So it was like boss bitch swag. I remember that. I remember that. One day I'm gonna re-record it and release it.
So come on, just give me a little bit, just 2 bars. I know it's up there. You thought about it. Come on.
I can't remember. I honestly can't. But
You got great media training.
One day.
She has great media training. She's just
I do the media training.
Not today. I won't tell you that. All right. So now you get into music and you're doing A&R work. And who's the first artist that you worked with as a manager, as an A&R?
As an A&R?
As an A&R.
I signed a group called City Morgue.
Okay.
And I don't like to call them metal trap, but it's like, it's kind of like that. So they're kind of like rock stars mixed with rappers. And then I signed it, and then I signed their label to a deal as well. And that's called Hikari Ultra. And then a kid named CK from Arkansas. And I've never met a rapper from Arkansas. So I was excited about that. And I'm also A&R in Black Ways Project.
Right.
Under Wendy, because you know Wendy's super busy, and that's it. And Izzy's over there too, but I'm not in his project.
How is it working with Blackway?
He's fantastic. Those of you who are not familiar with him, you will be by next year. So he's super special. His parents are Ghanaian. He's a New Yorker. He's from Long Island, lived in Long Island, still does. And he was one of those rare finds where I was like, he's so talented that it's like undeniable. And he didn't have like, his socials are not up. It's not that. It's just about the music. I haven't seen something like that since Thug.
So how do you actually go and look for these artists? Do they just come across your table and you'll be like, all right, well, this is the next person. The interns be telling you, yo, Amina, this is what's popping. This is what's popping. How did you actually find Blackway? Because you're A&R in his project right now, and that's big. I don't think people really understand, like, to A&R projects, it really takes a lot.
It does. Black actually walked into my backyard because my stepbrother knew him, or whatever.
Okay.
My stepbrother was working with him. So that was just a blessing.
Okay.
Generally though, I don't. Well, now, yeah, I have to look for talent, right?
Okay.
So I do like lives on my Insta story. I have a great young A&R budding named Malcolm, and I always talk about Malcolm on my thing. Malcolm, where you at, Malcolm? And he has a good ear. I think he has his finger on the pulse of culture. So it's a mixture of things. Like I might go to an open mic and do events. You know, I do a lot of speaking engagements. I always try to make myself available, because you're not gonna find the next big thing with your ears closed, you know?
You know what's so crazy, and I respect you on that too, because one day I just happened to get on your live, and you was telling people like to hit you up to play their music or just to rap for you. You had your bonnet on. You was like on the porch,
I'm with it.
and I was just like, she's just like, yo, what's up? Your live ain't working.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna connect you. So I
like,
read my comments, and they're like, yo, I'm the hardest rapper out of. I'm like, boop, I'm connecting you. What's up? And they're like, no, I'm gonna play you. I don't want you to play me anything. We're on live.
So what would you want them to do? You want them to rap for you
Right
like right
there.
then and
We
there?
do it. Jump on my live. We do it.
And have you ever found someone on your live to be like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to give this person a deal, or at least want you to come to meet me.
Yeah, I go back and forth with a lot of them. And then I always have my A&R assistant on there, Malcolm, and he literally emails them, takes their information, sidebars them. Yeah, we do that.
All right, so what's the next project besides Black that you're working on right now?
City More.
Okay.
They come 10-12.
10-12. All right. And you also was managing like Gucci, Keisha. Let everybody know that the people that you've actually worked with.
Well, I still work with them.
Okay.
So the Wobsters are I'm the day-to-day for them.
Okay.
So that's a full-blown thing. And then I'm I'm not Pee-wee's day-to-day, but I manage Pee-wee, and then Spud is also co-managed with me, and he does his day-to-day. So it's Spud, so it's the Wobsters, Pee-wee, Bear Hunter Izzy, Blackway, and I have like girls like Rosa Acosta. I work with Tommy Lee, who has a project that we're working on. Tommy should be in the studio right now, working on her EP is coming. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff going on.
Who actually demands more attention with the Wobsters? Like, is Gucci or Keisha? Like, who demands more attention?
Keisha's is actually literally one of my best friends.
Okay.
So I talk to her a lot throughout the day anyway. Gucci doesn't really, he doesn't require attention. It's just, he's a perfectionist.
Right.
So he doesn't allow for many mistakes. You know, so that's just the difference.
How did you feel about this new record that he put out with Kodak Black?
Favorite record out right now.
And tell me why.
I think, with Bruno and the whole vibe, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's like, I'm so happy for that single. I think it's a vibe, because it's like a swag vibe. And then you have something for the youth, because, Bruno is like Kodak is what the youth really, really, really likes. And I just thought it was like a beautiful mending of worlds.
So let me ask you this: what did you take from the record when you heard it? When you heard it, what did you take from the song? Because like you said, you always get a vibe from the song just by the melody, by the people. What did you like when you heard the record? Like, what did you take away from the record besides the vibe? Like, yeah, it's a good song, it's a good combination, but what did you actually take away from it from an A&R standpoint? Like, what did you take away from the record?
Well, that's what I was saying about blending the worlds, to allow Bruno to be, because Bruno's a dope songwriter. Like, Bruno could be a rapper for real, right? So I think that from the A&R standpoint, when we were thinking about, or when Gooch was thinking about, like, who he was going to put on it and all these different things, like, it reminded me how dope of an A&R he is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because really, he A&Rs all this stuff, but it was really the blending of it, like to allow Bruno to be a little bit more flowy, because he's actually drink till smoke, smoke till like all of that stuff, like coming up with those concepts. Right. I think was just magical, and then allowing Kodak to get in his bag and kind of be like singy on it. Right. I thought it was From an A&R standpoint, it's like you can't get a better record than that.
Because I listen to music a lot, and I was just like, before I even listened to the song, I was just trying to figure it out, because I seen the flyer, I seen it drop, and I was like, all right, like how does it work? because everybody's just gonna be like, all right, it's just a song. Me, I'm looking at it from how does it work? Because Bruno's doing what he's doing, Kodak just came home, Gucci's doing what he's doing, so I'm just like, how does it work? So when I heard it, I was like, this is a good record. It was just that I would have thought, honestly, I thought Bruno would have sung more. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that was just my thought process when I heard. I was just like, maybe Bruno would have sung a little bit more, like at least, especially like in the beginning when he came. I was like, I just hear Bruno singing just a little bit more. Like the verses, I got it because I knew who the artists were. So it's like you don't really expect as much because you know what you're going to get. You never want to put yourself in that position where it's like, all right.
Yeah, but Bruno does a lot
Right.
more on a record than sometimes just sing it. Like
Right.
he's like an orchestrator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like he'll like put a record together, and a lot of artists can't do that. Like he's a musician for real.
All right. What about Tommy? Like this Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. She's been with a lot of issues and all that type of stuff like that. Now is like diving into music. I just had BK Brasco up here, and they got a song together, which was super dope. How was it like working with her?
Tommy is a live wire. What you see is what
Right.
you get. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's
Right.
nothing to like pick up the phone and like get curse clear out. And I'm like, what? Wait, first off, you know what I'm saying? Like, she is what it is.
Right.
And it's because she's super sensitive. Like, she's really a good person.
Right.
The music, though, when you hear her music, if you heard
Yes.
something, right? Her tone to me is needed.
Right.
Because there's no women that are rapping right now that have that kind of husky, like that tone, you know what I mean? Like that Rod Digger-esque kind of thing.
Right.
And there's people that ears like that, like mine, because I like it.
And I've heard that you said like when you pick artists, you don't want artists to sound like other artists. And the artists that you're working with right now, how do you let them be themselves, or if they came across a sound that might sound like another artist, how do you actually tell them stuff like that? Like,
Nah.
it sounds like a little bit like this, or it sounds a little bit
No,
like
I
that.
mean, the artists that I work with are so
Dysfunctional?
definitive. They're the definitive of
Right.
this. Like,
Okay.
PB is the definitive of a trapper.
Okay.
Period. Like,
Right.
if there was a dictionary and there was his picture would be there, you know?
Right.
His music, his tone, his flow, and everything is just long way. Like, you know it when you hear it. There's nothing, he doesn't sound like anybody. You can't say, but I know people that sound like him. The same way with Izzy, like, luckily I don't have any artists that are doing this for the industry.
Right.
Like, so about that. So
Right.
they can genuinely, be themselves, and you can't duplicate that.
So listen, we're gonna go to a quick break. You stay here on Rolling Out Live. It's your boy DJ Waffles on Check, and we'll be right back. Hey, wow.
Keep up with the newest music, interviews, fashion, and entertainment. Make sure you tune in to The Padded Room every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on rollingout.com.
What's up, guys? This is Lipstick and Cognac. Starting on Tuesday, you guys will be on rollingout.com and on our Facebook page, giving you all the tea you need for relationships. Here to help you out, man. Make sure y'all tune in from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Want to watch your favorite talk show, Lipstick and Cognac. Here with that dynamic duo, you don't want to miss Lipstick Shadio Comics and just Cognac till like it is personality, man. It's gonna be a great time. Make sure y'all tune in. Tune in on rollingout.com. This ROLLINGOUT.com. And also on Facebook, Rolling Out Facebook, man. It's gonna be a great time. Y'all don't want to miss this. Great laugh, great talks, realness, truth. Man, we ain't really expert. We know what we talking about. So make sure y'all tune in. Rollingout.com, man. Lipstick and Cognac.
Hey everyone, it is your favorite politician, Representative Erica Thomas, and I'm excited to tell you about the Erica Thomas Show, where we break down news and politics in layman terms where everybody can understand it. We start off the show with hip hop and politics, where we might interview your favorite celebrity and we break down hip hop and let you know that it's the same thing as politics, baby. And also coming up after that, we have kids and politics, where we bring on your favorite kid stars and they tell us all about how they feel about politics. And then right after that is the hit list, where we tell you about the fails of the week. Who failed this week in the news? And who do we need to know about? It's all happening at 6 o'clock every single Tuesday. I said 6 o'clock every single Tuesday. So you better tune in. You better tune in. You better not miss it. I mean, you better not miss it. The Erica Thomas Show is on live.
You already know what it is. Your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in, and you're tuned back into Rolling Out Live with the Padded Room. And I'm here with my special guest, Amina Diop.
I'm still here.
So tell us, like, what made you actually start your own company, your own management company? Right?
I don't know. It just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, the more money you make, it's like you have to. First off, like you can't have large amounts of money coming through your like personal account and stuff like that. So it just felt right at that time.
Can I borrow some money?
Sure.
Yeah, I just heard it there. I'm gonna be able to borrow some pennies now, baby. All right. So is it hard for you as a female, because like you get awarded a position, like you don't call for positions. People call you for you don't understand, like that's huge, like for people to just call you and be like, yo, I need you over here for this, I need you over here for that, instead of you knowing that you got to get out here in these streets and you got to beat the streets up and then get hired for a job. Like, How does that even feel? Like they called you from Republic and be like, yo, listen, we got the spot, we want you to do X, Y, and Z, pull up on us, this, that, and that. How does that feel to you? Like, what was the conversation like for you to even to
I mean, at first I was like, I was real hesitant. So I began just consulting them.
Do you understand, like, you're consulting Republic? Like, do you understand, like, how big that is?
Yeah, I mean,
like they calling you for the place.
Yeah, I mean that's, I'm blessed. That's good, Monty and Avery, Wendy, Rob, all them over there were really concerned with in the urban space having people that have their finger on the pulse of the culture. They're predominantly, or they've been known so much as a pop label because of Ariana and Taylor and even Nicki at this point is pop, and Drake and all of that thing, because that's popular music and that's all that really means, right? So they just wanted to, because hip hop, of course, this is the most streamed space. Hip hop is making more money than any other genre of music.
I agree.
It's facts. So they want to be in a game. They want to be in a ball game.
So what artists have you actually brought over to them since you've actually worked there? Like, all right, this is a person that I think that should be over here. Like, how does that work?
Just like whatever I sign goes there, like if that's where it needs to go. Right, so we brought Blackway to them. Okay. Izzy was already there, so I just brought City Morgue and CK.
Okay, so what about other artists that just come over there? Do you actually get to see like what they got? So I know Cash Doll just went over there not too long ago. So you had like a thought process on any of that when that was going on, or no?
I had a thought process about it, but that was Wendy's thing. She was really championing for Cash Doll. She really cared about the music. And the thing about A&Rs is like, you fight for what you like what you want to bring in the building. Like this is what Wendy don't have to do much fighting because she's the EVP, but you like champion what you like. There's a couple of things right now that I like that I'm going to sign because I just genuinely like it, but I also watch for a little while before I give people deals. Okay,
with the way that music is going on right now, how do you even tune your ear for that stuff? Or is it through your interns, or?
Yeah, but I do definitely like what I like though.
Right.
So I'm not caught up in the wave.
Right.
I'm not in the wave. I'm not into the. It's like I like it. Like everybody was telling me about this kid, this Triple X, and this is that and that. I never listened until one day I just did. I was in the mall and I was like, let me download this or whatever, and I was just like, this is good music. I didn't even think the music was going to sound like that.
Right.
Rest in peace. But it did, and I liked it. And I don't get caught up in the hype. Like I'll actually go and like listen to the music and make my decision from there.
So how would you even talk to an artist that's coming to like a close? If you feel that the artist is coming to a point where is looking like you're not gonna pop, bro. You're not gonna take it to the next level. You're about to plateau, basically. How do you even? What's the conversation like for Amina to talk to an artist that you're actually working with, and it's like, this ain't working, bro. Like, you got to do something else because artists can be stubborn sometimes. They be like, really ain't trying to. I've been around so many different artists, and I see the way that they talk to managers. They be like, nah, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that.
Oh, that's how they are.
So, right. So
all artists are the same in that regard. There are very few that are different, and that all comes with maturity and age. I think people are like that, I'll be honest with an artist. I'm like, this is not working, or this is not connecting. Like, maybe we need to do something else. Maybe you need to sit with new producers. Just maybe you need to travel, right? And see something, because an artist is like, they're an artist. So they paint what they see.
Right.
Sometimes you need to see something else.
What if an artist is like maybe like 17 years old, haven't seen the world, they just gifted with everything, like their parents give them everything. How do you actually even work with an artist like that, and how much content are they gonna actually talk about if this is the only thing that they've been? And you want to put them in clubs, you want to do parties, you want them to do tours, and they have no clue of what's going on in the world. They don't have really too much to talk about. How do you actually work that situation?
You always have something to talk about. If
Right.
that's the case, then there's another person, another million people like that kid.
Right.
That have not seen the world. That parents pay for them
Wow.
to do everything. That's what music's about.
Right.
So you give that person a voice. You're not alone. Nothing that you've gone through is just for you. Like,
Right.
oh my God, this happened to me. I don't care if you had a fly, got a pin, put the pin in your knee,
Right.
and this is not someone else that happened to. You're not alone in anything that we do. That's not why we're on this big ball. It's not to be alone.
Who's your top 5 rappers?
Oh, I can't answer that.
You have to.
I don't have a top 5.
We really want to know.
I do not have a top 5 rap list. I can name you like
Your
the
top
top
5 favorite-
several rappers that I like. The top several. It cannot be
All
5.
right, give us your top
My
5
top-
several.
My top several. I can,
5.
and this is in no particular order.
Media training is awesome. Okay.
What, Alex? Big, Pac, Dre, Andre 3000.
Okay.
Nas, J, M, Nicki,
Okay.
because she has to be in there. Wayne. I'll give you those.
So that's it right there. So if y'all cut the last 2, it was the 5 on top of that. So
They're not in any order.
who are you actually listening to right now, like inside your
Drake. Damn, could I not say that? Yeah, he has to go in there.
Why you like Drake?
Because he speaks his truth. It's even when it's not popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you singing, you this and that and third. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So what type of impact you want to have on the culture once you leave? If you exit from this game, what type of impact you want to have on the culture?
I want to have shown people that you can be yourself, and like, people always say, oh, money changes you and this and that and third. No, you can have your own truth and have your own voice and not do foul things to people and be dishonest and still win.
How do you deal with the weird people of the culture?
Everybody's weird.
No, some people are like different types of weird, though.
Like who? Who do you think is a different type of weird?
This ain't about me. This is about.
I'm flipping the interview now.
This is
Tell
about
me who you think is a different kind of weird.
No, listen. This is about the thoughts of you, because I know it's a lot of weird stuff
Like
that
what?
goes on in this industry. Like the people do weird things.
Like
they
what?
act weird. They get money. They act a little weird.
What's weird
Like,
to you?
Oh, it's a lot. Why would I be answering this? This is about Amina. This
Right.
Is not about
I don't think there's too many weird things, because to me, things are not weird.
So it's just respectable. It's just what this person does. Like, this is cool. This is what
What
they do.
I'll tell you something I think is weird.
All right, explain.
I saw a Insta post or whatever it was, about 2 kids playing Russian roulette with their foot, and one kid already had a bandage on his foot because he had already shot himself. Like, why am I still playing this game? Like, whose turn is it now? Like, I saw that and I thought that was weird. Like,
Right.
that's one thing I do think is weird. Challenges. Hot water challenge. Let me boil a pot of hot water, throw it on whoever, and see who can sustain that. That kind of stuff to me is weird. Like, eat a pot of Tide.
Right.
Like, those kind of challenges I think is very weird. So I lied. That is something I think is weird. That's what I think. But in music-wise, no. But, like, kids, like this, millennials, I think that they are excited by weird things, because that to me is weird. If I'm playing Russian roulette with you with a pistol and I
Right.
shot myself already,
Right.
I'm not gonna take my other foot and
He's
aim.
trying to get even. He's trying to get even.
No, he shot his own self. And because it's Russian roulette, so you pass it. You never heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you pass the gun, right? You shoot, click, it doesn't go good. I didn't shoot myself. But once you did shoot yourself already,
Right.
I'm out. Game over. It's no, and he's still playing. So that's why I was like, that's weird. I think that's retarded, actually.
How do you actually feel about the millennials, and now that they're actually talking about so many different drugs and is affecting like the minors that's actually watching it, because everybody wants to be a rapper, they want to be doing the same thing that these rappers are doing and stuff like that. How do you actually feel about that, because it's really taking effect on the culture right now?
Well, yeah, because prescription drugs are our new crack, you know? Crack was cool once upon a time, you know? Like, before people turned into crackheads and geek monsters, like, it was cool. Like, it was a, you know, it was a party drug.
Right.
Until you see the long-term effects of it, you know? And I feel like, you know, that's our new, you know, these prescription pills and codeine and all that stuff is our new epidemic for the kids, you know?
So I come to you and I'm like one of the best rappers out, and I hit you up, and this is what I'm talking about. It's really a lot of drug infused music that I'm talking about. I'm talking about perks, lanes, X, Y, Z, or whatever stuff like that. And I got great talent. Is this something that you would want to sign? Or is
If you're what? If you're already a...
I'm an artist.
But you're a drug addict?
No, I'm not a drug addict.
Oh.
I'm not a drug addict, but yeah, basically I'm a drug addict, but not a bad drug addict to a point where I can't come to you and be like, Amina, I need a deal.
So
X,
here's
Y,
the
Z, I got it all
thing. Here's the
together.
thing. And I want to make this clear.
You're good,
Let me
you're
say
good,
this.
You're good. You're good.
That herein lies the problem.
I'm listening.
If you are addicted to the drugs, you're a drug addict. See what you just told me? Like, I'm an artist and I do the...
Right.
So you're a drug addict.
Right.
So that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not calling a spade a spade.
Right.
Y'all are in love with a bunch of rich junkies. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem. My father was a drug addict.
Right.
So I grew up around that, like, but he was a cool drug addict, but he was still a drug addict. It doesn't matter. Call a spade, and I think the world will be a lot easier. Like, all y'all like a bunch of rich junkies. It's fine. I love them too.
So basically, I get a deal, and however the culture perceives you, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be real with yourself. That's the thing. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, this one OD'd or this happened or that happened, but he was a drug addict. Drug addicts OD. It's part of it. So you glorify it until something
bad happens.
fatal happens, right? It was cool though. Y'all posted it, y'all do interviews, y'all this, that, and the third with them. It was cool but then when they died, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a realist. So to me, that's not the same thing. They're drug addicts. So I'm so sorry when they passed, like I RIP them, all of that stuff. But he was a drug addict, so it was bound to happen. Anybody, or she was a drug addict, so it was bound to happen. Like, that's the thing, we sugarcoat things, and then when it gets real, it's like, oh, it got real. You know what I mean?
Do you think social media is a heavy influence on the culture right now, and it makes people do what it is that they do to perform like at these high peaks of being artists, doing the stuff that they do, doing the antics that they do right now?
You're asking rephrase the question.
Do you think that social media is playing a big part in the way that artists operate, basically?
Yeah, it does. We have turned into voyeurs. Like, the world is real voyeuristic. They want to see everything that you're doing at the time. So artists, in a true artist form, are performing for them.
All right, we'll be right back on Rolling Out Live. It's your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in. We'll be right back.
translate.
I just wanna answer what y'all asking.
You got great. DJ DiBiase.
Alright, yeah. Hold up.
Chef Chrissy.
Yeah. Hold up.
Porcelain Gold.
For the Grammy, yeah, I thought you know. The kitchen got the fix and enjoy the show. Alright, well, that's the show, man. I thank y'all for coming. Then it was served. Next time I hope you get join us, man.
God blessing me often. I'm still living in an apartment. I know they keeping my deposit. I got burn holes in the carpet.
All I know is old. All I know is bold. All I know is stoves. Flip this out the door.
What up? This your man Rashad Richard, the realest man on radio, the realest man on TV, the realest man on print, and the realest man in the classroom. Welcome to Sucker Free.
This is conservative Republican Mitchell Shelby. I don't care if you ask me my opinion. You're going to get it anyway.
And that is what you do.
And that's what I do.
This is your girl, Nicole. I'll be sitting in with these two, and we're going to have great conversation on Tuesdays at 2:30 on Rolling Out, Sucker Free with Rashad Richey. Great conversation.
Don't become the sucker of the week.
Do not become the sucker of the week. Can't wait to talk to you on Tuesday. Be there.
Do some.
You already know what it is. Your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in, and we're back on Rolling Out Live, the padded room, and I'm here with my special guest, Amina Diop. So listen, I want to know, like, what's your daily routine besides like the business? Like, how do you start your morning?
First thing in the morning, I wake up and then I stay in bed for like a little while, like to just gather my thoughts and kind of like put together like a mental plan for the day. And then I check my phone.
What's the first artist that'll probably call you within the day? Once the day starts? Who's probably like the first person to call you? Out of the roster that you have.
Probably Keisha.
Do you think it's a thing with females that she'll probably need you more than anything? Or is it just like random because y'all like kind of like best friends?
Yeah, that's why. It'd just be like our regular thing.
So what type of advice do you give females that actually want to get into this game just like you are? They want to do the same things or they want to go along the same lines that you follow? What do you tell females?
I tell them to have thick skin. I tell them to outwork everybody. Stay with your principles and beliefs. And that's it.
Was there ever any points in the game that you got to and you felt like you wanted something so bad and you just got the door closed on you, or how did you deal with it?
No.
No?
No, if I want something, then most of the times I always get it. I haven't had that problem yet. I hope I never have it.
Right. So that's interesting. So basically you're saying that everything was just like, it was like a smooth ride for the most part. Like you, whatever you say that you're going to put yourself at, this is what's going to happen, and that's just it. You just speak it into existence.
You have to speak it into existence.
I know that you're big on energy also.
Super.
How important is that to you?
Super. Like I've legitimately, I have an assistant at the label too. And Stacy was like, well, what happened? Why didn't you get on your plane? And I was like, because I was just getting all kind of weird signs, I felt like, to tell me not to get on the plane. Like nothing happened, like there was no like malfunction with the plane, just my energy was just so off. And I was like, I cannot get on this plane. And I was just going to New York for a business trip. I rescheduled everything, all of that. It's just like sometimes, you know, you get like weird feelings and most people don't follow them. I legitimately was sitting on the airplane.
Right.
And they closed the boarding door.
Right.
And I was like, please open the door, I have to get off the plane.
Stop the whole situation, like, and got off the plane.
Aisha, did I not? I got off the plane.
Because you just was feeling that something.
It was just, everything was just like, it was like almost like, you know how like you walk on the plane and you like see things, it's like things that I was seeing, not like, they were there. It's not like I was seeing like, no, just like, just the signs, like everything seemed like the signs were like in yellow or like caution, and like I just felt like I was seeing all those watch your step, all of that stuff. Like that day was like, go home.
Have you ever stepped in business meetings where the energy was bad and you think that it was going to be a big deal and you was just like, nah, it don't feel right, I'm out of here?
No, not with business, because business is like, now you're swimming with sharks. Right? So if you're afraid, don't get in the water. You know what I mean? So like that, I'm not intimidated by people in business. Like even if their energy is off, I'll stay away from them, but it wouldn't stop me from doing a deal with them, you know.
How big is being independent to you?
As an artist?
Yes. And then as you as a female doing
For artists, being independent isn't for everyone, right? But because you know you have these stories and you're like, Chance the Rapper is so big and he's independent. Chance the Rapper's manager is a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So that may not work for you, you know? But so it's important if that's your plight, like if that's your lane. Like Pee Wee, we've kept him independent.
And why is that though?
Because he wants to continue to put out music the way he wants to, right? By his own terms. And he has a hardcore fan base that he's built who want that for him, you know? at some point, if you sign with a label, there's rules. You know what I mean? So if you don't want rules, then you should not sign to a label. Because yes, the thing about Monty and Avery, honestly, at Republic, the thing about it is just like how they let Cash, like they have a deal with Cash Money. You wouldn't even know that Cash Money is signed to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
And they've had a 10, 15-year relationship already because they really believe in the spirit of entrepreneurship. So they actually let you run your own boat. So if you find a label that's like that and you're independent-minded, then that works. But generally, that's just not the case.
Have you ever worked with any other artists besides Pee-wee that thought the same process, but it just probably wouldn't work for them? And then I was like, all right, well, you might as well convert to this.
Yeah, there's been a few artists that I've come across that thought that they're ready. See, artists feel like, I gotta smash, this is the record, this is da-da-da, like, listen, this is... But sometimes I've had artists that were like already artists and had a chance, like had a dope record, and then their time passed, their ship has sailed, and they try to bring it back, and it's like, you'd have to explain to them, like, no, sir, or ma'am, your time has passed, right?
So how do you even deal with that? Like a person that was hot in the past and like
I get so many phone calls of like people
because
that were hot, that were legitimately hot, and now they want to, you know, relight the fire.
So why is it a conversation where you saying that you can't, like, it's your time has passed, but they might just think they got the hottest shit out there, and you like.
So I said, put it out. Put it out. Put it out and prove me wrong. Like, I'm with that. Like, because I could be, I don't know. First off, this is my first time being an executive.
Okay.
At a label. So I don't know everything. Right. I know what I like. I know what I think is dope, you know, and I pass it by Aisha, I pass it by Malcolm, Snake, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whoever. And I'm like, what is your opinion, you know? So I'm not the end-all, be-all of it. But prove me wrong. Put it out. You can go to Empire. You have TuneCore. There's all kind of things. Like, put it out.
So they have to prove it to you.
Yeah, you have to prove to everybody. Like, at this point, if you are ice cold and you were blazing hot, like, show me you can do it again.
And then you'll get them an opportunity.
Sure. But I'm not going to do, I personally am not going to do I've earned my way up from doing all of the legwork.
Right.
Right? I'm not. But get you a, like, tenacious, honest, savvy, new manager that wants to do that grind with you. Right. Or, like, not even manager, or whoever, team, crew, whatever. Like, I honestly, I'm honest with people. Like, I'm not at that point.
So have you ever went against your team, like, this is what I'm picking, this is what I'm rolling with, and this is just it? And everybody else is in your office like, nah, this ain't the one. And you like, yes, it is. And then what do you do at the end of the day? Do you go against what your team is saying, like, it's 4-1, they're like, nah, it's a negative, and you like, it's a positive? Like, what do you do? Do you just still go with what it is that Amina wants to do?
I always stayed with my gut. You would be surprised. There's one of the biggest female rappers on the planet, you know, that when I initially was pitching her, like, yo, can we go to this award show? Let's do this interview. And they were like, no, I mean, she's just one of your models. Like, you just trying to make one of the models a rapper and all this and that and third. And I was like, yo, she's dope, she's dope, she's dope. How dope was she? She's very dope.
Where's she at now?
I don't know, she's promoting the Diesel campaign somewhere.
So wait a minute. So does that mean if she's promoting the Diesel campaign, does that mean you're still somewhat tied into that?
No.
Because I know Gucci did a Diesel campaign too. So
yeah.
I'm just reaching out. I don't know.
They both have a Diesel campaign.
You know, I'm just trying to put two and two.
No, but you watch, like, these are things that happen. Like, you watch those people, and you know, everyone's a non-believer at a certain point in time. You know, but true talent, it'll always persevere.
How big is marketing to you when you start dealing with these artists?
Super big. But generally, they have to have a hold on it. You know, like Tekashi's a genius. You know what I mean? He knows how to market to his fan base.
How do you work with an artist that really doesn't have the look but have the swag?
Give him the look. Look is easy.
You sure?
Look is the easiest thing The swag is the difficult part. The look is easy. You can make a look.
So how do you work? All right, so we're talking about swag. So how do you work with an artist that he just blew up on the internet, he came across your table, now this is what you want to do, you want to sign him, but he has no artist development. He don't even know how to perform on stage, and he really got a hot song that needs to be out right now. How do you even fix that? Do you speed up the process?
I probably wouldn't do that deal.
You wouldn't?
I probably wouldn't.
And why is that?
Because I don't have time for that. If you don't have any stage presence, if you don't have, I probably would not do that.
How many labels you know that would do it because of the simple fact that they have a lot of...
No, if you have a hot record, how hot? Like Lucid Dreams hot? If you have a Lucid Dreams hot record and then yeah, I would do it. But if you don't find that much.
That's good. All right, so before we get out of here, what type of information would you want to give to the people that's actually watching this interview right now from you, for your perspective on life in general?
Live it. Live life. Don't not do something today, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Treat every day like it's your last, because it's definitely not promised to you. And try to take care of yourself. Be healthy. You can't get any of this stuff. It's not even worth it. There's no point of having worldly possessions if you're not here to enjoy them.
Definitely. So if you could look into this camera, let everybody know how they can follow you on social media.
On social media, I am IG. I'm Amina the Diop, THE. And on Twitter, I'm at Amina Diop. Same girl, all the time.
So y'all just got it here on rollingout.com. As your boy DJ Waffles on check-in. We'll be right back. Hey, bow.
Your favorite entertainment source has expanded. Rolling Out, the nation's best source for entertainment and lifestyle information, now has a lineup of web-based shows and podcasts on its newest platform, Rolling Out Live, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things related to the spirits industry, with 100 Proof Radio Show, to cuisine with La Kitchen, and inspiration and relationships with Dunamis Women and Lipstick and Cognac. Rolling Out Live is your weekly digital destination. So tune in every Tuesday on rollingout.com and Rolling Out on Facebook. Don't miss it.
Representative Erica Thomas, and I'm excited to tell you about the Erica Thomas Show, where we break down news and politics in layman terms where everybody can understand it. We start off the show with hip hop and politics, where we might interview your favorite celebrity, and we break down hip hop and let you know that it's the same thing as politics, baby. And also coming up after that, we have kids and politics, where we bring on your favorite kid stars, and they tell us all about how they feel about politics. And then right after that is the hit list, where we tell you about the fails of the week. Who failed this week in the news, and who do we need to know about? It's all happening at 6 o'clock every single Tuesday. I said 6 o'clock every single Tuesday. So you better tune in. You better tune in. You better not miss it. I mean, you better not miss it. The Erica Thomas Show is on live.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Make sure y'all tune in next week at 7:30 on rollingout.com. Make sure y'all check out the Padded Room. We definitely gonna be having some great guests. Thank you to Amina for actually stopping by. So make sure y'all log on. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all go to the website. Make sure y'all check us out. Y'all can also follow me on Instagram at DJ_Waffles on all social media platforms. 2 words, I'm gone. Hey, ow.